morning. Happy Wednesday, all you empathic sensitive souls. How is everyone today? How has the week been going so far? Well, mine's been topsy-turvy as usual. I'm pretty well consistent with that, aren't I? On Monday, we drew the bone collector card. And she says, you are whole and have everything you need within you. You know, there's days where I feel like I'm on top of the world. Man, I've got my stuff together and I can rock it out at work and ain't nobody gonna break my stride. I'm cruising through. And then there's some days where, one of my coworkers will come at me and it's always drama. It's always misery. It's always, did you hear? Psst, 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 psst. And it's just, it gets old really fast, doesn't it? And it if I am secure in who I am, if I know that, I'm whole, I don't need this drama to make me feel better. It really bothers me. And then I took a vacation day on Friday, and the other coworker actually came in office, and she's like, "Why is Denise so upset with me? She always seems to be mad at me." Because every time I talk to you, you don't listen. You don't hear what I have to say. You talk over me. And I understand hard of hearing and you wear hearing aids. I get that. But can you take a breath and let me answer? Let me talk? And then it's always, oh, hi, how are you? Well, I'm doing pretty good. Oh, well, this happened, that happened, this happened. Oh my God, would you believe this? And drama, drama, drama. I get tired of the drama. I don't need the extra drama in my life. I have things going on with work, I have things going on with family. I don't need to hear all the extra drama. And I've yet to come up with a polite way of saying, I'm sorry, but I don't want to listen to this. And I guess I could just say that. But the problem is there's always retaliation. And so I have to navigate through that too. So it's a minefield. And, there's just days where it's exhausting. But I have to keep remembering I have all that I have within me. And I am worthy of standing my ground. I can set my boundaries. But it's so hard some days. Some days I give up, and then there's some days where I can stand my ground, and it's all a learning process. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having off days where you just can't take it anymore. And sometimes things come out of my mouth that probably shouldn't, but you can only take so much. And then feelings get hurt. And then there's retaliation. And then I have to deal with that. And again, I'm setting my boundaries. I don't need to hear the drama. I don't need to hear all the hoopla that goes around with it. Because I'm there to do my job. I'm not there to fix the world problems. I'm not there to be your sounding board to listen to all the drama. And it's really hard. But I'm navigating it. And, years ago, it would have taken me down the spiral pit of despair. I would have been just miserable. And now it is, I deal with it. I may complain about it, rant and rave to a friend of mine or whatever. And then I come up out of it. And okay, well, that's done. On to the next. And it's how we navigate. It's how we process those emotions. And I have I talk, when I drive, I'm talking. So thank goodness now there's earbuds and people think that I'm on the phone. And that's okay. It's much better than before where you would be talking as you're driving and people would look at you like, something's wrong with her. Yes, yes, indeed. But I voice it out. I talk it out. I give myself permission to feel the frustration. I give myself permission to feel all the blah. And then I start to release it. I give myself permission to feel it and to release it then. So then by the time I'm home, the drama has lessened out of my body and I'm not so stressed out then. So trying to remember that we have everything we need within us. we have the tools and techniques to work through this trauma and drama, it helps. And it's funny because I catch myself doing breathing exercises while I'm at work, sitting at my desk. We have construction going on the street right in front of my office. So I like to spend time watching the dump trucks and the excavators and whatever else all the equipment is. And there's one guy that will go from machine to work each one, and he moves dirt and rock from one pile, he moves to the next pile and the next pile. And it's fascinating to watch them. It gives me something to take my mind off the drama. And it helps. So if you're stuck in that perpetual loop of all the crud coming in, and but it sits within you and you can't process it through, that's what I help you do. As an intuitive emotional healer, that's what I love to I it's so much easier. You know, it's like cleaning house. It's so much easier to clean somebody else's house than it is to clean my own. And I find that true with dealing with emotion. It's so much easier to help others deal with emotion versus always doing my own inner work. Not that I don't, because I do, and it's usually all day. Lately, I've been helping my niece process some emotions, and it is so fascinating watching her step up and to become a strong and powerful individual, that she stands her ground, that she doesn't allow the bullies and the hoopla where she works to negatively affect her, because then it affects her kids. Because when you're feeling down and miserable, it carries through and leaches into your personal life and your home life, and that really affects her kids. She has come so far out of her shell feeling excuse me, insecure, that she now will rock a bathing suit and take the kids to the local pool where people are so judgmental because they look at you and, oh, you have flab or you have cellulite, and well, heck yeah, I earned that. And it's hard to stand within your own skin sometimes because you feel and you see people staring. I have issues with that. I'm still working through my body issues. But she's to the point now where she's okay with how she looks and who she is. And she stands her ground. And I have been working with her for the past year, and the transformation I see within her is absolutely amazing. She called me the other night questioning something she was thinking or was planning to do or going to do, or she did. I can't remember the scenario. And I remember I said to her, though, would you have done that 6 months ago? Well, no. Would you have done that a year ago? No. Would you have done that 5 years ago? Oh, good God, no. Look how far you've come. Celebrate the fact of where you're at. Oh my gosh, you're right. I said, you're an awesome mom. I said, who else stands up for their kids the way you do? Oh my gosh, you're right. So she gives herself kudos and pats herself on the back now. And there's not a gosh darn thing wrong with that. Sometimes we have to toot our own horn because we recognize what we have within us. And we are amazing people. And we just have a tendency to forget that because of all the hoopla and the wah, 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 wah in our ear. And it gets stuck in our head and we can't process through it to realize our true self and our true potential. How's that for a Wednesday pep talk? I hope you all have a fantastic Wednesday and rest of your week. I will hop back in on Friday to see how everyone's doing. Bye for now, everyone.